What's up, Everyday Blades? Man, we got a little older knife here today. This knife's been out for a little while. This is the DPX Gear Hest Ti for titanium. It's in CPM S35. It's got a sweet little bottle opener right there. Some super aggressive jimping right here that's doing this job. It's just a nice little chunk of a knife. Not quite a little chode knife because it's 4 fingers all the way down. Ambi clip, glass breaker. It's kind of thick, and I like that. Thick blade, thick scales. That's kind of right up my overbuilt alley. So these knives, the OEM is Southern Grind, Zach Brown's company, from the Zach Brown band. So these are made in the USA, and these are running on bearings. I've seen an older, these knives must have been out for a while, because I've seen an older review that said the one they were reviewing is running on washers. That may or may not be true, but this one is definitely on bearings and has a phenomenal action. It just feels really good in the hand. It's very well built. I haven't had a lot of experience with Southern Grind's knives. I bought one when they first came out. The knife was fine. It just wasn't a style of knife that I care to keep. So this has got a, looks like either a painted titanium backspacer or a plastic, like G10 backspacer. But it has the description, the DPX Hest, and then what I'm assuming is the serial number. It's running T6 screws, which are a little small, but definitely not a deal breaker. It's got a T8 pivot, but the action is just phenomenal. This is a perfect size little pocket knife, man, for everyday use. The clip's got just the right amount of spring versus toughness to it. It's got over travel stop. Yeah, over travel stop and lock bar insert. Oh, that was me there, but let's see if we can spidey flick it. Probably not. No. Yeah, I can't spidey flick knives like this because I'm not very good at it. But this knife isn't really made for that. Let's check some measurements on it. Let's see what it looks like up against a Griptilian first. That's our standard measurement knife. You can see it's a little smaller knife. Here is it up against the Spyderco Drunken. It's definitely not winning any awards for size, but man, it definitely holds up, holds its own. It's got a 1/4 inch nut driver on it. It goes all the way through. It's shaped 1/4 inch all the way through. Really cool. Alright, get my trusty rusty ruler. So we're running 2 7/8 on the blade, 3 3/4 on the handle scales, and 6 3/4 overall minus the glass breaker. The glass breaker thing was pretty popular there for a while, 4 or 5 years ago, and I think half the knives that came out had one on there. You don't see that too often anymore. It's not really a thing. But this is a knife that was probably pretty popular, 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's chamfered on the edges for comfort. It doesn't have any hot spots. It does really well at that. The clip, you just almost can't feel it. For a little knife that'll fit in your pocket very well, this knife is still, chunky and got some heft to it. I'd say that blade is probably 150 thousandths. Got some drop shutty to her. This one's, like I said, it's pawn shop treasure, so it's got a few little snail trails on it. I'll probably throw it in the tumbler and tumble it, slick them scales up, and she'll be like new again. Anyway, that is the DPX Gear Hest Ti. Actually has a long description here. It's actually the Mr. DPX Hest and DPX Heat. Okay, party time. Comes in this box, comes with this little pouch here. But guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.